What is a micro story of big data? I think actually the better question would be, what is the real story of big data? And I'll answer it on behalf of our clients really, and clearly what we're doing on behalf of our clients. And I think it's less about big data, because big data sounds scary, it sounds disorganized, when actually if you remove even the language, it's certainly the language of big and almost the language of data, and just look at it as really insight around the real behavior of humans, of consumers, of potential customers, then everything becomes a little bit more simple. So that's how we're looking at it, and we're looking at it really how we can connect the most relevant, the most valuable insight through data that allows us to understand real consumer behavior, not just claim behavior. It makes us smarter and it makes us more dynamic. The data comes in from a number of different parties. It can be first party data, and then it can be second and third party data. And ad serving data is clearly an important part of that. This part of the skill is just about how you organize that data, how you can connect the right bits of information that allow you to start to tell a story about real customer behavior that informs your next decisions on behalf of those clients. So again, to try and keep it simple, you just have to be smart about how you connect, how you identify, and then you connect the right sorts of data. Clearly, you need smart talent to do that, and also you need the technical infrastructure to do that. But again, if you overcomplicate it, then you go back into that world of big data. If you can keep it really simple and just pick out the most relevant pieces of information, then you will move forward quickly and more intelligently. Okay, the reality of what that means is that we are now better at understanding what customers are doing and what they really want. Okay, and that means that we can start to understand more the relationship between more traditional channels and digital channels, but also it starts to open up really smart and really accountable opportunities for creating and then delivering content, but also identifying the right context in which to deliver that content, and that starts to allow us to deliver advertising more precisely. So I'm thinking about one or two examples on businesses that built their success on more traditional models of the relationship between television and out of home, for example. Whether that's the Heineken portfolio. We're doing award-winning work currently in one of the most aggressive categories in the UK, the cider category. We're doing award-winning work for Bulmers, which is based on the very real insight around behaviour around Friday night, and then we are creating very specific content for individual consumers and then delivering to that consumer at scale, and it's changing the level of engagement that those customers are having with the Bulmers brand, and it's actually moved it to #1 in the category. We're also doing that for over-the-counter pharmaceutical products such as Otrivine, which is a nasal spray that has been built on television, and now we are listening to what customers want, and we're dynamically creating and serving ads that again are changing the perception of that brand in the eyes of that consumer. So the creative piece is, again, a bit like big data. It's probably under the umbrella of content marketing, which is obviously what everyone is talking about. And really how we position content marketing is the ability, through that data I've talked about, through that understanding of real human behavior, real, genuine, real insight, that starts to allow us to understand what content does a consumer really, really want. What content is going to allow them to engage more frequently, across more time, in the right environment. So we can start to dynamically create, so we have creative techniques within our business to create content, and then obviously through a number of different technology platforms, we can serve that creative in real time, and then we can optimize it depending on the results. But importantly, that ability to understand what content a consumer wants also plays a role in more traditional media. It's changing the way we behave in out of home, for example. It's about to change the way that radio advertising is delivered in the UK as well. And also it's a direction that doesn't just exist in London. It is a global direction for the Starco Mediavest Group. And again, as recognised by Forrester recently, Starco Mediavest Group is uniquely positioned to deliver best-in-class content marketing delivery globally. And we have a suite of products under the under the direction of our product suite called Content at Scale, which is very smart, is market leading, and as I said, has been recognised as such by Forrester. Cannes is an exciting time, and I've really seen it change in the last 3 or 4 years, really, and the kind of the integration of traditional media conversations, naturally digital conversations, and creative conversations are really coming together, and it's potentially very inspiring, and that is why, you know, major global client businesses are going. I think the stories will be interesting because I think there are a range of stories that are really dominating the kind of thought processes of clients and media and creative agencies at the moment, some of which we talked about. There will be a lot of discussion around how you organise how you organise information to become smarter, big data I guess in old money. There will still be a real push around delivering content marketing at scale, but what role does personalization play in that, for example? And I think there will still be a huge debate around kind of the balance between art and science, so creativity balanced with programmatic buying. I think they will be natural themes that will run through. I think the opportunity for organizations like us and the conversations I'll be having with clients and the media partners that I'll be spending time with out there as well will be we have to get better and more collaborative about how we tell a single story for our clients. Clients are continuing their push into different areas. They want to be braver, but they have challenges. You know, they're under more pressure, not less. So they need partners that they can trust, who can give them a connected, a kind of a single view of the communication journey. And ultimately, if we do this, what will it deliver to their business in terms of traditional ROI, but also what behavior change will it enforce with their existing and potential customers. So I think the opportunity is why I'm so excited about the role of an agency today, which is tough, is evolving very, very fast, but because we're in a position of trust, we can advise a client of the whole story, and I think that has to be the ambition for everyone going to Cannes. How can we make things more simple for clients? How can we connect more effectively for them? Outside of all of this jargon that you know, pervades our industry, how can we simplify? Because things are very complex for clients at the moment.